So this is a part 2 of the customized ways that God deals with us. It's not the same at all. No two business owners are the same. Even if you're in the same industry, you serve the exact same market, you have similar niches, all that good stuff. You can never look to the left or to the right and say, let me do what that person is doing, because you don't know what God said to them. You don't know what God called them to do. So you should never ever be trying to make another person's playbook your playbook. The Holy Spirit is your ultimate guide. So if you watched part 1 of this, you heard me talk about how I got swindled by someone who was requesting a service for my business. And 2 days later, 48 hours later, he called back and he made restitutions. What I missed out on that story because of time was the fact that the night before, when I was going to bed, the night I got swindled when I was going to bed, I was having this conversation with the Holy Spirit and saying, hey, why did this happen? What could I have done better? And he reminded me of when he told me to tithe a couple hours before. So I want to just clarify something. It's not that God made that person cheat me, but it's that we don't even know what's coming. So again, this is not intended to be an argument on tithing and offerings. This is not intended to be an argument on giving. This is giving is between you and God. Tithing is, if you don't believe in it, it's okay. I'm not trying to convince you. Not my job description. Beyond my scope of responsibility. So if you don't get the revelation of it, if you don't catch it, it's absolutely fine. Okay. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let me just say this. So I went back and I said, God, what could I have done better? And he started to remind me on 2 occasions when he had told me to tithe earlier in the day, and I kept thinking, I have other things I need to deal with, or I'll do it later. And immediately I repented before I went to bed, and I did that tithe that night before I went to bed. The next morning, I woke up and I was asking the Holy Spirit, what do I need to do? Is he just going to cheat me, take advantage of, block me and just block my therapist and just run away like that? Is this how this is supposed to end? So I got some ideas to look up this guy's apartment, look up his name, and I started looking up, I didn't really have his full name or anything, but I started looking up his condo. And I look up his condo, because I have his address, I have his building. So I look up his condo and I said to myself, at least I have his suite number. Although, did I tell you that the suite number he gave me was different from the suite number he took the therapist to? So I'm trying to say that this is all premeditated, okay? It was not a mistake. It was not an oversight. It was not an error. It was premeditated, okay? So I look up his condo and I'm like, okay, what do I need to do now? Do I call up his condo and say, excuse me, you have an armor by living under your roof? Do I call up his management and say, excuse me, Sean from suite 906 just cheated us last night? And I was like, this is so difficult. How do I do this? Anyways, I opened up the tab, had the number to call, but the next day when I was looking at it, it was too early. They didn't open until 10. So I was like, I'll do it later. Long story short, I didn't end up doing it, but I had the tab open anyways. I didn't end up doing it. So the next day, I'm talking to my friend about this and I'm telling her what happened. I was just telling her we have to be really careful. This is what happened to me. And this is what I think that I could have done better if I was more sensitive in the spirit. And while we're having this conversation, I'm like, hold on a second. I'm getting a quick call. Let me take care of this person, whoever's calling. It's my business line, so I know it's a client. Let me take care of this client and then just hang on, okay? Don't go anywhere. Because I knew it's usually a quick conversation. So she's right there on video call. I take the call on my business line and I'm like, hey, good evening. And he's speaking, how may I serve you? Hi, this is Sean. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So what happened was, I tried to send you money and Zelle kept freezing and it didn't go through. Excuse number one. Second excuse. Oh, and then actually, when I tried to send it, I thought I'd sent it, but it didn't send. So he gave me two, he just kept going all over the place, but the whole time he just kept saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, please forgive me. He seemed anxious. He seemed like he'd lost his peace. He seemed like he was just losing his mind. And And I was just sitting down there smiling. At this point, the phone's on speakerphone because I'm talking to my girl. I just finished telling her the story, okay? We're still talking about the story when he called. So I was like, guess who's calling? Sean. So I put it on speakerphone because I needed someone else to hear the story. It could not have just been me hearing that. I just got done talking about him. And he's calling to make amends. And he goes, I just sent you your money. Can you confirm that you got it? I'm like, yeah, I did. Thank you. You're forgiven, by the way. It's okay. It's all good. I don't collect my money waiting consign me. But the point is, it's God for me. Oh. It's God for me. It's how he sent him to make restitution almost immediately. Not almost immediately, 48 hours later. I'm really curious. I wish I was a fly in the wall in his house. I'm really curious as to the conversations that happened in his head the day of and the day before. I just want to know if this was a long, torturous, tumultuous process for him, or if this is something that was quick and dirty and the Holy Spirit just said, call that person back and chat it and go and pay her back her money. Because it was premeditated. Brother, you disconnected the line. Obviously, it wasn't his main line. It being one of these, probably a false line that they create. So that line didn't exist anymore. He disconnected that line or whatever he did to it. So it wasn't something that just happened. It was something that he thought about, something that was carefully planned. Because when I looked back, the suite number the therapist told me she was at was different from the suite number that he'd given me on the call. So it was carefully planned out, okay? Even him saying, oh, I tipped and I made the payments and I gave the gratuity to the company. All made up stories. But the anxiety in his voice, I felt so sorry for him. I was like, I was just like, it's okay. You are forgiven. I just kept saying, all I remember saying was, I forgive you. Because he kept saying, please forgive me. Please, can you imagine? Please forgive me. I was like, it's okay. I forgive you. And even when he was like, oh, the Zelle didn't work and this, I was like, it's okay. At least you've paid now. Thank you for calling back. Thank you for making the payments. I just kept saying thank you. Because I'm just like, what is this? What is this? Ozeba to him, not to me. Just know Ozeba to me. Do you know what Ozeba means? Trouble. The Holy Spirit must have hallowed him that night and said, go and pay my daughter. So I'm just here to tell you, whatever the Spirit of God is saying to you, take it. Stop trying to compare notes. It's your customized wisdom. It's your tailored wisdom. It's your bespoke wisdom. It's your one-on-one wisdom. Stop seeking wisdom in public places. Stop seeking wisdom on the internet and just public. Don't do that. Sit with the Holy Spirit and say, what's the wisdom on this particular matter? The more you do it, the more you get accustomed to hearing from God. The more you know what to do per season, per time. All right, I hope the story blessed you. It certainly blessed me. So I hope it blessed you as much as it blessed me. God bless you. Stay connected to the Holy Spirit. This is how to thrive as a business owner. Well, now that I got your attention, I do want to let you know that Accountability Circle is still on for the month of February. Yes. So if you are interested in learning more about that, send me a message and I'll be more than happy to share the details with you. God bless you.